Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 908. Now, this chapter right here, oh dear lord, that ending right there, and this chapter felt a little bit short, honestly. Although it doesn't really matter anyway, one thing for sure I can say for sure, there's gonna be break for One Piece next week, which is pretty upsetting, but you know, Oda needs to take his breaks, man. I'd rather see to it that this man gets his breaks and make sure he's healthy and ready to make the next chapter than him being dead and unable to finish the series. That would like destroy me and many fans alike. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that let's see here, little dwarf princess, which I forgot her name. Mancherry? Is it her? Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, Mancherry decides to heal Shirahoshi, and she seems to be okay. And they go like, oh, that's pretty cool. And we see to it that that Neptune talks to Mosgard about what's that there are good humans and bad humans, just like fishmen and bad fishmen and good fishmen. And we have to it that Mosgard explains like you know, the next 7 days I'll stand alongside Princess Shirahoshi. If the status I was born into can be of any help to you people, then it's worth doing so. Even freaking like what you may call it? Man, I forgot. Oh man, how could I forget him? Leo says like, oh, so we can beat up anybody with your permission, right? And Mosgard says, yeah, if it's to protect the princesses, I'll take full-on responsibility. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about it. And we have to it that Vivi's guardian, or should I say bodyguard, which I forgot the guy's name, says like I'm sorry I couldn't stand by your side, but I'm here to tell you like he was given a letter by Marine Admiral Fujitora, and right now he is meeting with him and King Riku and Dressrosa for the time being. We had to it that back in the freaking like main entrance to the Pangea Castle grounds, heavily guarded gates or something. We have to it that someone named Connie, which is one of Silvert's queen kingdoms, is pretty much like going through the domain of the gods here and there. But we have to it that like someone's telling them, I can't let you pass, so please return to the main castle. It's dangerous here. And we had to it that that freaking Saint Carlos, whatever the freaking fool's name is. I'm really glad he's crying and being in pain right now, and says like Mosgard, I won't let you get away with this. I'm thinking about mine. Yeah, I wish you the best, honestly, you little punk. And we have to it that Saint Carlos needs to get his injuries treated, and his father, Saint Wolsward, is apparently decides to see how he's doing. And we see to it that Connie herself was just running away all of a sudden and says like, where did the queen go? And you know, the most disgusting thing I found in this chapter, which is to my shock and surprise, is that, you know, Kuma, the guy who was like who was the freaking like part of the Shichibukai, guess what? This guy, I did not even get to realize, is a freaking former king of the Swordboard Kingdom. So the queen, apparently, the queen of Swordboard, Connie, is the one like is the wife of freaking Kuma, to my surprise. I'm thinking my mind maybe related, but I don't know. But Kuma was actually part of the Swordboard Kingdom, but now as a Shichibukai, but now he's a slave to the freaking world nobles, which is to my disgust right now. Even St. Wolswar says, you know, I can hit him, stab him, he's not going to cry. You know, he's the best slave there is. And we have to it that, like, that we see that Connie in disguise was actually Jewelry Bonnie or something, Captain of Bonnie Pirates. And we have to it that she goes like, I can't believe I ran to him soon. My infiltration mission is a success, and this is disgusting. Absolutely unforgivable. I'm thinking in my mind, Kuma, dude. Like, this guy who was tested by Vegapunk, who also was part of the Shichibukai, now is a slave to freaking the Celestial Dragons. Are you serious right now? What the hell? Even Sabo gets so worked up by saying, what? You're saying one of our comrades ended up in a situation like that? What the hell, dude? And they go like, we all know how you feel, but right now there's nothing we can do to do anything for his fate. But we see to it that one of us says that's the reason we came here after all. We have to it that one of them, I think the guy who looks like a freaking crow or something with the beak, ends up talking to Sabo by saying, even if we do rescue him, he won't return being the Kuma we once knew. And we had to that one of the revolutionary says like, yeah, but Kuma-chan's life itself has been sacrificed to the world government. And we had to it that the Mink revolutionary says, yeah, it's because he was a former king of the Allied, former king of a country that was allied with the world government. So they decided to make him as an example for what to see. Like, they want to show that a power of a person is irrelevant. He's an example of what happens if you defy the gods. The celestial dragons control the CP0 and the marine headquarters. If we do this poorly and get caught, but Sabo declares saying there is no poorly. We have two options. We have to be successful or we all have to die. That's it. So yeah, pretty much one of the reasons is that why they're in Reverie or like the freaking like Red Lion whatsoever, wherever the celestial dragons are at, is not only saving Kuma, but also is not just destroying the celestial dragons, but also saving Kuma. But we have to it that if we mess this up, it's done for. But Sabo declares saying we have to be successful or we all die. That's the only two things. And we see to it that all the kings and queens gather in the Holy Land every 4 years, and they end up talking to each other of what's to come. We all know Wapu was going to cause some trouble along with many other things. Many people are talking about the assassination of Big Mom, not to mention Kaido being next, you know? And of course, like they all talk about Straw Hat Luffy, etc., and many other things. Like there's a lot of people like talking about Luffy right now, and right now there's Bollywood, and then looks like this one might be over quickly, but many others says like we may have 7 days together, but that's not enough to discuss everything in the whole world. So right now, let's carefully discuss the matters of this beautiful world as best as we can. So pretty much all the kings and queens around the entire world in the entire world of One Piece shows up to discuss what's going to happen next. And we have too that the 5 elders are talking about like the conference, and King Cobra of Alabasta has requested a meeting during the conference. They go like, oh, you mean the Nefertari family, one of the founding 20 members of the world who decided to remain on the surface 800 years ago, and they go like they call them traitors, and we all know that, which is really screwed up. Aside from that, we have to it that they go like we hope things don't get complicated. There's Big Mom and Kaido's incident, and then there's a 2 years ever since the Summit War. It seems like to me that the waves of disturbance cannot be prevented anymore. Even one of the elders goes like the balance of the world cannot be maintained forever. It seems like there's a need for great cleansing. So I don't know what kind of cleansing they're talking about, but that great cleansing means like someone's going to die or have to die. And we see to it that in the Pangea Castle's Room of Flowers, we have to it that this person who's all tall and skinny in silhouette is actually Im-sama. And apparently he or she, whatever that person is in gender, male, female, is the one sitting on the empty throne, which is that person is the king of all things. Pretty much you could call him like Zeno-sama from freaking Dragon Ball Super, but possibly with no powers. And the 5 elders ask him, we are here before you now. The light that needs to be extinguished from history, have you decided who it should be? And if you have, please tell us their name. And therefore it ends off there and tells us like One Piece will be on break next week and resume in the next issue. So yeah, in simple words and summary of One Piece or something, which I'll tell you right now. It's just that most God talking to everyone, and he will take responsibility if you hit them. And we have Koni trying to enter the gate, and we see freaking like Bartholomew Kuma, who is actually a former king of the Swordboard Kingdom, and because of his defiance, he gets turned into a machine, etc. here and there. But we also get to know that he was the former revolutionary. He was part of the Revolutionary Army before, and he's a 7 warlord. Of course, Sabo and the others get ready to like mess things up, and they have to like be successful or we die. And of course, like Julie Bonnie, she's in there too. And of course, the meeting of the Reverie is about to begin. And of course, the 5 elders talking to the one king who sits on the empty throne and ask him who needs to be cleansed or who needs to be erased from history or something. So it ends there. So yeah, this chapter right here, really cool. But one thing for sure is like that king that sits on the throne, whatever that person is, king, queen, whatsoever, Im-sama, however you want to say it. Looks like to me it's not going to look pretty. Because if they're trying to go after someone who wants them dead, then they're going to have that person dead. But we'll have to see. Anyways, like I said, simple chapter. The Reverie meeting just gets ready to start. Sabo and the others gets ready to like make their move. Batalu Mukuma being abused, which is to my shock, and I really wish he was never a slave, because we all know the guy, dude. He was a freaking super bad boy, bad character. Like, he was a cool character, but now he's turned to garbage dump, being a slave to the celestial dragons. Ugh. And now the 5 elders talk to the king, Imsama, or queen, whatever that person is. And we'll find out in the next issue, but not next week. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm off Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!